Hello everyone, my name is Mary Kate Michels and today I am going to discuss highlighters and their use as assistive technology devices. So what is a highlighter? A highlighter is defined as a variant of felt tip pen with water-based ink that is used for marking of text. It uses vivid, translucent color that makes text stand out without obscuring it. Highlighters are often used for reading comprehension devices in classrooms and outside of classrooms. So where did the highlighter actually come from? The Japanese inventor Yukio Hori created a felt tip pen in the 1960s that used water-based ink. The highlighters utilize water-based ink as opposed to alcohol-based ink so as to not seep through the paper. Carter's Ink Company then developed the first real highlighter for sale in 1963. The design continued to develop, and in the 1980s the felt tip was replaced with polyethylene beads in order to make less sounds when using and help the ink to flow more smoothly. Today there are a variety of brands and types of highlighters offered for use by office supply stores. The information in this table shows the main 4 brands of highlighters sold by Staples, and that includes Avery, Bic, Sharpie, and Staples brand. There are a multitude of types of highlighters sold to meet the needs of diverse learners, including desk style, which is the thicker type of marker, pen style, which is the thinner type, retractable, gripped, and clear view, just to name a few. Highlighters are also sold in a variety of colors, at a variety of different price points, ranging from $3.29 for a 4-pack up to $16.99 for a 36-pack, sometimes $27.49 for a 36-pack. There's a variety of price ranges based on the brand. They are also sold in a variety of different colors, with the most popular being yellow and pink, and they are often sold in stores and online. Highlighters as assistive technology. Assistive technology can be described as technology to support individuals with disabilities. Assistive technology is often thought of as high-tech options, such as computers or tablets. However, a highlighter can be used in a variety of ways to support students with disabilities as well. Highlighters are classified as a form of low-tech assistive technology, which are tools that do not require electricity to use. Some other examples of low-tech assistive technology include sticky notes and pencil grips. Highlighters are often used as a tool for students with learning disabilities, ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, and visual impairments. There are a variety of different uses for the highlighter, including for reading, writing, math, and study skills. Reading is the most popular use for the highlighter, as it can be used to target specific information on a page, and also be used for color coding information from a text. The highlighter can also be used for writing, to target a line before starting a piece of writing, which is beneficial for those students with visual impairments or visual spatial impairments. It can be also used in mathematics to help to organize work in mixed operations math problems and equations. And it can be also used as a study skills tool to help with color coding different assignments in an agenda book, highlighting what to attend to first during independent work, which is especially important for students with hyperactivity or attention disorders, and to help target keywords in test-taking questions. As a special education teacher in an 8th grade collaborative inclusion class, I utilize highlighting strategies quite often with my students. One way I use highlighters in my math class is when working with similar triangles and proportions. If students were asked to solve this problem on the screen here, they would have to create a proportion based on the idea that corresponding sides of similar triangles are in proportion. Now, in order to identify corresponding sides, I'd ask my students to use a highlighter and highlight the vertical leg of the first triangle in one color. I would then ask them what side corresponds with that vertical leg from the second triangle. to which they would tell me the 6, which is the vertical leg of the second triangle. Now we would take a new color highlighter and highlight another set of corresponding sides. So we could start with the horizontal leg, the 5, which corresponds with the other horizontal leg, which is the X. So we would highlight both of those in pink. Now we can create a proportion based on our visual colors. So 12 over 6, the yellow side, equals 5 over X, the pink side. The color coding often helps my students who have learning disabilities and are more visual learners. We often use this technique as well when solving equations that require combining like terms. So one color highlighter would be used to highlight variables and their corresponding signs. So x plus 2x plus x. And another color would be used to highlight the constants, -1 and -3. Now to solve this equation, we would combine our yellow terms, the x plus 2x plus x, which would give us 4x, and we would combine the pink terms, the -1 and the -3. Once we combine all of those terms together, our final equation would then be 4x minus 4 equals -4, and students can continue to solve. I also have the pleasure of teaching a collaborative inclusion science class where I also use highlighters quite often, not just for the generic use of reading comprehension with text, but also for contour maps. Contour maps is a unit of curriculum that can be very confusing for my students as they often have difficulty deciding where to begin their map, especially when given a map such as this on the screen, where there's a lot of numbers all spread out and there's no starting point. So what I have them do is use a highlighter to highlight the number for the line they are starting at, in this case 80. So they would choose one color and highlight every 80 that they see on the map. So we have one at the top, we follow around, look through the pattern, we find another 80, and this starts to give them a visual cue as to how their contour line is going to be drawn. So we then follow the rules for contour maps. In this case, the higher numbers are being inside, the lower numbers are staying outside. So they would start at one of the 80s that they highlighted. So that would be around here. And we would follow our rules to connect to the next 80 that they see. So keeping higher numbers inside, lower numbers outside, following the pattern all the way around. The higher numbers staying in, lower numbers staying out, and highlighting those 80s gives them a visual of where that contour line has to continue to go. When they follow it around, you start to see a pattern form. We would continue the same process following the contour interval of 10, and we would find the 90s. So moving up, we could highlight in the same color or a different color, and students would follow the same rules, connecting all of those 90s with one another, keeping our larger numbers inside, smaller numbers outside. So this is a good visual spatial cue for those students that even have attention disorders, learning disabilities, anything like that. Some people have found that there are some negative impacts to highlighting, as it may hamper the process of making connections and drawing inferences because it only focuses on individual facts. Students also tend to over-highlight when they have difficulty identifying main ideas and important information from a text. And highlighting could actually be a distraction for those students who have difficulty attending from one task to another. So that would be from switching from pen and pencil to using the highlighter. Fortunately today, the highlighter has been adapted to be used as a high-tech device. Many ebooks and programs often offer digital highlighting, so students that are working with digital text can still use their highlighting techniques. And many applications now exist for computers and touchscreen devices, such as Notability. That was the application that was used actually to create the videos before the demonstrations of how highlighting can be used in math and science. So the highlighter today is a great resource to use for students with disabilities in keeping them organized and helping with their visual spatial cues and identifying main ideas, vocabulary, and other forms of literacy devices in reading. Okay, thank you for watching.